This first round of Live Golf Greenbrier marks the 100th competition day in Live Golf history. Crushers GC lead the team race, and Mr. 58 returns. That's Bryson the individual defending champ here at Greenbrier. But with 2 tournaments remaining, it's a close battle between Waco Neiman and Jon Rahm. The question is, which individual and team will rise to the top? We're going to talk about all that and more right here. Welcome to the Club 54 pre-round show. I'm your host, Christian Crosby, and joining me is your favorite Live Golf analyst and my BFF, Jerry Fultz. What's up, Jerry?
Nothing. Great to be here. I love Greenbrier, this historic hotel and facility. It's got such a legendary place within the game of golf. And it's like going to exclusive golf camp for the day, you know, for the week. It's fantastic here. First class facility from start to finish.
Well, we have a lot to celebrate today, Jerry. It's the 100th competition at Live Golf here at Live Golf History. You actually had the pleasure of starting on the first competition. How does it feel to be here on the 100th competition today?
It is absolutely surreal how much we have grown in such a short amount of time, just over 2 years. We turn 100 days old today. That's incredible to think of, where we started at then to where we are now and where it's going in the future.
Something else really quick before we get into the golf.
Oh, what do you got now?
We celebrated a birthday, isn't that right,
cake
Jerry?
pops, yes.
I got you a little cake pop from Starbucks, not much.
I thought maybe it was a gender reveal or something here. Come on.
Just wanted to say happy birthday to you, Jerry. It's been fun doing the show with you, man.
Did you expense that?
Yeah, of course. What? Of course I did. All right, let's get into some golf now. Let's talk about these individuals doing what they do best. Here's the individual standings list. I have to talk about Waco Neiman, who could literally wrap up the title here at Greenbrier this week. Take us through this standings as you look at it, Jerry.
There's a ton of different scenarios under which Waco could lock it up this week. None of them would entail a finish outside the top 6, but essentially we'll get into those on Sunday. Right now, if he wins and Jon Rahm doesn't finish in a 2-way tie for second or better, Waco Neiman goes to Chicago playing on house money, $18 million of house money. Tyrrell Hatton still has a realistic chance of getting there. He wouldn't necessarily have to win, but essentially he would. Other than that, the most astonishing thing to me is you get all the way down to Burmester and DeChambeau. They are mathematically eliminated from the top spot. The best they could hope to do with a win or 2 wins is get into that 3rd position for the bonus money.
Now, let's talk a little bit about Waco Neiman. He's won here before, I believe, in 2019.
He has,
correct?
Yes. He's won here. The entire Torquay team, actually, on this golf course has had a finish of at least top 7 or better when this used to be a PGA Tour event. That's pretty incredible. And it's still astonishing to me that Torquay has not won an event this year.
That is pretty crazy. Would you say it gives Waco an advantage, perhaps, that he's won here, and this team an advantage that they played so well here in the past?
Well, Waco has an advantage wherever he plays just because he's immensely talented. He's one of the best players in the world. And when he's playing his best, he's definitely one of the best players in the world. The consistency isn't always there for Waco, but he's comfortable on this golf course. He has to beat a really, really strong field that now includes a confident Jon Rahm, the most confident we've seen him since he started his season on Live Golf League this year.
Jon Rahm coming off of an incredible first individual championship at Live UK. He's got to be feeling good. We talked about it all season. When is he going to get his first win? Yeah. The momentum's got to be feeling really strong for him now. Are we expecting to see something special from Jon Rahm this week?
It just depends how much of an emotional hangover he has from those last 8 holes in Paris when he was leading by 4 playing the 11th hole for the gold medal. And that I think we wouldn't be human. Even though he leaves his golf at the course, it doesn't define him. He leaves it there better than anybody for an emotional player. That still stung. That really stung, and there's no way. So if he is able to overcome that emotionally, and he typically has in the past done that very, very well, I do not see him not being in contention Sunday around this golf course.
Now, out of the top 3 guys, we have Waco Neiman, Jon Rahm, Tyrrell Hatton. Out of these 3 top scorers, who would you say lines up the best on this course here at Greenbrier?
You know, it's a short course, all things considered. It's considered an easy course with modern equipment, modern day standards. It's really hard to pick a favorite. Tyrrell's hitting it, he's hitting it probably straighter than anybody else. Waco probably has the most diversity in his ball striking. And we have our cheerleaders back here just for you, Christian. Yeah, now we're
just
talking.
Been video bombed by some friends of ours here. Are you guys having a good time? You're live right now, by the way. You guys having a good time so far?
Yeah, we're having a great time.
Anyone you guys are rooting for in particular?
Everyone. All of them. Just everyone, yeah.
Of course.
It's fair game.
Thank you guys for joining.
We are right.
Did you set that up or what? You know it's Jerry's birthday.
Old people don't like being reminded, but thank you so much.
All right, okay, we're going to keep the fun going. The individual season championship is hurtling to the finish, and right now, the most likely scenario has the chase coming down to the two of the game's best and brightest stars.
Waco Neiman could go toe-to-toe with any player on the planet.
It's been a great year so far. I've been playing great.
A stunning show of character from Joaquin Neiman.
He's played great. He's got 2 wins, but throughout the rest of the season, he's had a great chance of finishing up there multiple times, right? I thought at JCB I was going to have a good chance of fighting the chunk of the points, but he came in with a good Sunday and finished tied for second.
And Neiman from out of nowhere today.
Neiman just limits the damage of Jon Rahm winning.
So it's going to take a good finish for me to give him a run on Chicago.
They said it was only a matter of time for Jon Rahm in the Live Golf League. That time is now.
I mean, I know he's trying to chase me right now, so trying to do my best to stay away. I knew it's gonna be a challenge to be fighting for the first place on the season.
You don't have to only do it once, right? You have to continuously keep the high level of golf.
Jon Rahm is used to being the alpha dog.
I love having that pressure. I love needing to play good, so I'm preparing myself for that. So it's gonna be a fun 2 weeks. Good luck.
I mean, it gives me a little bit of chills seeing these two guys, just two greats going head-to-head here at Greenbrier.
Literally heavyweights in the game, absolutely heavyweights in the game, and it's you know, it could come down to those two just this week alone, and that would say a lot.
Now, it's not just guys competing for the top spot. There are some guys who are competing to be part of this league.
Right.
So I want you to break this down for the fans. There might still be fans out there that don't understand the lock zone, the open zone, the drop zone, right? So let's pull this up, Jerry. Break this down for those who may not understand how these zones work and what these guys are facing.
Top 24 players in points at the season's ending event, which is the second to last event. The individual season championship is in Chicago in a few weeks. Top 24 have a position within Live Golf League next year. Their team has to offer them a contract, and if not, they are free to shop around for maybe a better offer from another team. Sam Horsfield's right on that bubble by 0.22 points, and he just had to withdraw a few moments ago with a precautionary injury to his foot. So that could be a big thing. I mean, he's such a stud of a player. He'll be picked up on a team next year, but a lot of those guys farther on down, when you look at a Cameron Tringali or maybe a Jason Kokrak or someone like that, odds are they'll be around if they're in the safe zone, but there are no guarantees. Those team captains, and it's getting to the point in the maturity for this league where those team captains are going to go out, and even if it hurts some feelings, they're going to try and field the strongest teams they can to create the most value to those clubs. And those guys know that there are no guarantees. They might have had some talks behind the scenes with the team organizations, with their captains. We don't know any of that, but a lot of them have to feel like they're playing for their professional careers, and this is as sweet as it gets for a professional playing on Live Golf League, and they know that.
And there's Tringali there getting prepared for the day. Just having a co-sign from a guy like Phil, do you think that adds any pressure to him? He's doing great. Do you think that adds any pressure to him to perform for this team, especially now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Phil Mickelson is so supportive of his team. He's such a great captain. He's so instrumental in everything that revolves around Live Golf. But yeah, one of the greatest players of our generation, certainly second best player of all of our generation, is that does bring a little added pressure, no question.
How about Richard Bland, Blandy Savage, our guy? You talk about him a lot. He's been playing, you said, some of the best golf
the best golf of his life. Yes, the best golf of his life. Undefeated on Champions Tour golf, 2 for 2 in major championships out there. Won his first event on the DP World Tour, the European Tour at age 48, and really came into his own. And it was nothing more than finally believing in himself after all those years toiling in obscurity. He's right now, statistically, he is safe, believe it or not. But those statistics are just going on average points earned for the year to finish in the top 24. I think he's the last vulnerable guy on the points list, and he knows that. He needs to go out and earn points each of the next 2 weeks, and then it's all over.
Another guy, Jason Kokrak, fighting for that spot there. Do you think there's a lock zone possibility for Jason Kokrak?
Yeah, he's 7 points behind what the lock zone is right now. 7 points is essentially a top 13 finish, top 12 finish. That's not easy against 54 players of this caliber out here. He can do it, no question. He's got 2 tournaments to do it. I think he's a good enough player where even if Brooks Koepka doesn't re-sign him, a number of other teams will look around at him. But we don't know what's going to happen in the offseason. We don't know how many other players around the globe are thirsty to come out here and join the league, and what kind of deals that those team captains can make for them to get them to join their team. He's still, to me, a top 100, top 120 player in the world. I think he'll find a place next year, but he wants to do it on the golf course with his clubs, not with relationships and future promise.
Let's talk now about the open zone and the drop zone. There's guys like HV3 and Pat Perez. 4 aces.
Brendan Grace
down there, who we've talked about too. Let's take a look at that, Jerry. What concerns you? What stands out to you? A guy like Pat Perez, for example, right there on the cusp of that drop zone.
Yeah.
What does he got to be thinking in his head right now?
He's got to be thinking, because if you finish below that red line, HV3, Junichiro Kazuma, Pat Perez, you finish below that red line, the drop zone, you cannot be a member of Live Golf League next year unless you go to the promotions event where there's only going to be 3 spots on offer. So that's a bit of a crapshoot. So Pat Perez, DJ's his best buddy. DJ would love for him to be able to have that option to carry him on to next year if he doesn't go out and strengthen the team outside of it. Climbing into the lock zone is almost a fantasy at this point with two tournaments left, but he needs points. And remember, 20 through 24th only gets you 1 point. Doesn't do you a lot of good. You need a top 10, top 15 finish to make a sizable jump at the bottom of that points list. And he's right there. Harold Varner's barely hanging on, but Harold Varner, I think I have, and I was going to tell you this later, I have a sneaky suspicion about Harold Varner this week.
What's that?
By the look in his eyes. There's a confidence there that hasn't been there a while. There's that little wry smile that I haven't seen in a while, and he does not want to get relegated.
Well, he had a pretty solid finish at the International Series in England. I believe he finished T4. I think you're right, Jerry. He's got a little different swag to him. And here's a tweet. Let it all work out. I don't know if you know that song, but T4 finished this week, baby, and plenty of good to roll into Greenbrier. Thank you, England, for all the love. And there's that smile we love to see from H3.
Yeah, I didn't know Let It All Work Out as a song, but nonetheless, I just have almost having West Virginia stuck in my head all this week.
All right, here's a picture of Pat Perez in the gym. Headband on.
Mohawk, the gym, grinding away on the station. Is that stationary bike, just killing it there. He's never worked harder. In his entire lengthy PGA Tour career, he has never worked harder than he has since joining Live, almost from the very beginning 2 years ago.
I love it. He's absolutely dedicated to the game. Big shout out to that guy right there. And a big announcement. Live Golf League has launched a new feature on the Live Golf Plus app. Any shot, anytime. You can literally tune into any shot from any player of your choice. All you have to do, of course, is go to the Live Golf Plus app. Check this out.
New to the Live Golf Plus app. Watch Live Golf any way you want it. Follow any group. Replay any shot. Anytime, anywhere. Any questions? Watch Live Golf live and on demand.
And make sure you guys scan that QR code.
Awesome.
If you have. How cool is that, Jerry?
Yeah. Scan that QR code and get it. It's the best app in all of golf. You know, the Masters always was the barometer by which all apps were measured in golf. Nobody came close until this app came along. Does basically everything they do, but we do it live. Any shot, anytime, live. It's amazing.
And Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong. This is the first time ever any golf app has been able to do it live, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they spare no expense on the technology behind engaging the fans within Live Golf, and you see it at each and every event when you're on site. You see it now through digitally. You see it through the socials that the teams are so committed to. It's a different world.
Yeah, and fans, the good news is you can be the first to check it out. All you have to do is scan that QR code. It's any shot, anytime on the Live Golf Plus app. As you can see, Jon Rahm looking in great spirits there, as he should be. Getting ready for the day here, and there's Fireballs GC. How are you feeling about today as we get ready for our shotgun start, Jerry? Overall thoughts, are you feeling?
Well, we've only had 1 year of live golf history at this golf course. This golf course has so much more history than that in the world of professional golf, but that live golf history was cemented with a final round 58 last year by Bryson DeChambeau. We're going to see some low scores this week. I don't think we see something sub 60 because it's a little bouncier this week than it was last year, but we're going to see some low scores. It's exciting golf to watch.
It's an interesting crowd here. I would love to hear your thoughts on the crowd. We've been video photo bombed, whatever you want to call it, about 3 to 4 times already today. They seem pretty excited about today.
They are, yeah. I mean, to get this collection of stars in West Virginia, it really hasn't ever happened since the days of Sam Snead. So it's pretty cool for the fans, and they'll just grow throughout the weekend.
All right, in a few, we're going to talk a little bit about the team game, Jerry. I'm ready to pick your brain a little bit about your thoughts on this team competition. All right, Jerry, we're pulling up the team standings. Do what you do best and break this down. I know teams are fighting for the top 3 spots. As you break this down, explain to me how important. Is it as important as it sounds for teams to get in the top 3 or what?
Yeah, it increases your chances of winning the lucrative team championship final tournament of the year in Dallas at Merido by 33% because you play 1 less round of a 3-round event. Those top 3 teams are exempt through the initial round into the semifinals. The top 2 are almost mathematically locked to do it. Crushers and Legion, they're going to get that. Rippers are in a tenuous spot. They're being chased by Torquay. Now, Ripper and Crushers have 2 wins each. It's amazing that Legion with 4 wins isn't at the top of the list. And Torquay, winless, is chasing Ripper very, very closely. Stinger's not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, nor are the Fireballs, who are rounding into fine form.
Any team on this list that you're shocked to see? I know 4 aces we would expect to be higher. We've seen them do it in the past. As we're looking at Legion 13 here, let's talk about them. I mean, this team just is in such a great position here in Greenbrier. Caleb had a great time at International Series England, played great. We have John coming off his first championship in UK. We have Taro at the top of his game. It seems like they can do no wrong.
Right, and we have Kieran Vincent, who made it through last year's promotions, Live Golf Promotions event, fighting for a chance to have a job next year. He's in the relegation zone right now. This is our team contribution. I like to call it team worth. That is the percentage of the points earned by the team due to the play of those individual players based on the scores they shoot comparative to their teammates. It's a very complex mathematical and computer model, but it is extremely cool to see what they actually bring from a value to the team, and these numbers will be dissected by every organization at season's end.
Now, as I look at this, I'm a little shocked. Taro Hatton's 38% in first place. Does that shock you at all?
No, I mean, you got that collection of players on one team. It's how many times are you going to beat Rahm and Hatton? You know?
And there's Crushers, GC getting prepared for today. Honorbond there, getting ready. Let's pull up their stats here. Obviously, you have Bryson DeChambeau.
And
Jerry, break this down.
Not the greatest contribution to the team. It's only 0.4 difference. Paul Casey has a greater percentage of the team points earned based on the way he has played. Bryson right there second. And the other 2 supporting cast members are very, very strong. There's not a weak link on that team, and we have said that from the very beginning, which is exactly why we find them at the top of the points table.
Well, a year ago, Bryson DeChambeau shot a 58 during his final round, and upon his return to the course this week, he relived those final 2 holes with us.
Going into 17, I was 10 under par. I had birdie par to shoot 59. Just stay present. Don't focus on the 59. You got to make birdie, and you got to hit a great shot in the next hole.
It's an absolutely beautiful lie. I was just going to say, I think the golfing gods want him to shoot a 59.
This is a very simple shot. It wasn't in the rough, luckily. It was in this first cut, so it was propped up nicely. It's raining, it's wet, and I knew I could skip and pinch it really well.
Here we go. Oh, he's given himself a chance.
I knew from the practice rounds that this putt actually broke just a fraction left, but it wasn't much. Took a deep breath.
In the center.
And I didn't react, by the way. I learned it from Tiger that the job's not complete till you hold that final putt on 18.
This is how all golf should be on the 18th on Sunday.
Everybody's screaming and going nuts, and I'm in my zone. I'm in a bubble, solely focused.
You've got a 5-stroke lead, so you know you've won the title.
And it was wet, and I hit a shot, and I fractionally just mishit it.
Just misses.
2 putts for a 59. May as well go for a 58 while we're at it, Dom.
Well, to myself, I'm thinking, first off, just 2-putt.
That is not a gimme 2-putt by any stretch of the imagination.
I looked at it, and I saw it, and Jibo and I, we both said, yeah, it's about like 1.5 to 2 feet out.
So 40-footer? Okay. I mean, I got it.
3 feet out?
Yeah, I like that.
And it's raining at this time. I knew I had to hit it just a little bit harder than normal. Got up over it. One last breath, saw the line, and I hit it.
Off it goes.
Just like that.
It's close.
It's incredible! And it went in.
58!
Gotta love that big smile from Bryson, the lowest score in Live Golf history. You got to witness it, Jerry. How was that?
It was cool. I mean, to shoot 61-58 on the weekend here. What was it? Mito Pereira shot 62-63, I think it was, and just got waxed by 6 shots.
That's unreal. Now, last year, Don Boulay actually made a pretty solid prediction.
Yeah, we've heard.
Greenbrier.
Yeah, he's told us about it.
Let's take a look back at that prediction he made last year.
Wedge players key around here. This is a very scoreable golf course. Generous fairways, lots of wedges into the greens. So if you dial in with your wedges, you're going to have lots of birdie opportunities. Listen, scoring is going to be really low. I think there'll be lots of scores in the mid-60s, even low 60s, and maybe, just maybe, something even better than that.
Okay, I respect it. Dom had that crystal ball last year. Let's see what he has for us this year. As you know, we do our What to Watch For with Dom and Suan. Dom, you're up first. Suan, you're next.
Yes, Christian, I did predict someone would shoot in the 50s last year, and for once, I was right. But I don't see that happening this year. The rough is a little bit higher, the greens are definitely firmer, and the face of the bunkers, the grass is really long. If you're in there, it's a tough up and down. Now, I hope I'm wrong. I hope someone does shoot in the 50s. There'll be lots of scores in the low 60s. That's going to be it, I think.
Well, for any chance for any of the players to shoot in the round of 50s, I think they're going to have to get through the par 3s really well. Last year, holes 3 and 8 play the hardest holes on the golf course, both par 3s. Now, Bryson, who shot 58 in the final round, bogeyed the 8th. So I think in order to have any chance this week, you got to play the par 3s under par or even par. You're going to be gaining strokes against the field.
Big thank you to Suan and Dom.
Nostradamus. Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
He sees the future.
I gotta love it. All right, let's toss it now over to Rachel Drummond on the range. Rachel, to you.
Hey Christian, it's just started raining. It's like being in England, but we're on our 100th competitive round here at Liv. And man of the moment who's leading the individual standings, Neiman. Let's get a look at his technique right here. He won here in 2019. I spoke with a member in the team, Andres, and he's saying he really wants to just get it done this week. He's not going to hit for us, but he's been hitting fades, he's been hitting draws. Always the way, isn't it? These boys know what I'm up to. Let's have a little look. We're sticking around. I want to see this. He's got his rescue out. Gary, how's your boy feeling?
I think he's feeling good, yeah. He's ready and practiced well, and yeah, so I think he likes the course. He's won before, so yeah, should be fun.
Same game plan as 2019?
I would say so, yeah. Course hasn't changed, so yeah, a little bit softer, but yeah.
Why change it, Gary, if it wins?
There we go.
Good luck. Right, let's keep rolling. Legion 13. Caleb Surratt off the back of a second at the International Series. I'm going to show the camera this. He's been working with this little training aid. Is your boy good off the back of a tied second?
What's that?
Your boy good off the back of a tied second?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
he's ready. I've been tangled up with his training aid, but if you want to know, that's a great training aid. Keeps your wrist positions good at the top of the backswing. Let's have a look at Rahm. He got it done at JCB. He's always looking good. It was so good to see him win. Kieran Vincent fighting to stay in Live Golf League. Now, someone I want to grab, Mr. Greg Norman. He's always great to speak to. Greg, sorry, can I grab you quickly? We need your wisdom. Obviously, Bryson's man of the moment after his 58, but who do you think is going to be good for the week?
This week? Oh, I think Bryson's got the really good feel-good attitude going on, but
I think there's one guy standing right over here that's got something to prove coming out of Paris. I think he's going to be very focused in doing it. And then you got Waco, right? And Waco can wrap up the individual this week with a win or second or third. So there's a lot of different dynamics starting to take place. And today is probably the most interesting day to see how Sunday is going to play out. So me as a player and knowing what's going on, I'll be watching this today. I think it's going to be very exciting. I think from a viewer's perspective, if the story's told in these 3 or 4 different components about what's happening, it's going to be a very compelling one.
Love it, Greg. Love speaking to you. Thank you. Let's get a look at Bryson, Mr. 58. Here he is, absolutely ripping it. Team behind him. Just takes driver everywhere. 13 birdies, 1 bogey. My man Richie's right in front of him. I'm not getting that close. Lahiri behind him off the back of that. Second at Valderrama, another man who wants the win. Where's my cameraman Richie gone? Richie, come with me. Over here, Richie. I'm going to have to grab him. Come on, we're going to the putting green. Are all your team good?
We're good to go.
Yeah?
We're good, yeah.
Come on, crush us.
We're going to crush it today. We'll be good.
Love that. Play on words. Richie, come with me quickly. Now, compared to Valderrama and JCB, Kieran Vincent, compared to JCB and Valderrama, which was bogey avoidance, this week is all about birdies. And where are they going to do that? On the putting green. Let's see what happens. Christian, over to you.
Great shot, Rachel. As you can see, the drizzle has picked up just a little bit, but not too bad out here. We're going to toss over to now in the booth. What's going on with you boys?
Not that this week at the Greenbrier is going to be in any way confusing, David, but these are all the scenarios through which Waco Neiman can win the individual title. Yeah. But fundamentally, if he wins here and Jon Rahm finishes third or lower, he is the champion with 1 competition to spare, which would be pretty impressive. But this is our 100th competition day, David. It's been a long road in a short period of time and a real landmark for us, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's a great place to have your 100th show here at the Greenbrier. It's a magnificent golf course. It's like a botanical garden, and it's not a boring golf course. You know, you can't go out there and you know, play the first 9 and even par, and you know, you just got to go low here right from the very beginning.
One man who did that last year, Bryson DeChambeau, as we know, 61 and 58 over the weekend, a quite remarkable show of golf. He's back where his renaissance as a golfer started, and he said in his press conference the other day, were it not for that, he wouldn't have won the US Open this year. So it's a very special place for Bryson. Can he replicate those heroics this year? We shall wait and see. We'll take it from you at the top of the hour.
Hey, thank you, Arlo and David. I'll give it to you. You guys are the best dressed today. Congratulations. All right. Now we're going to toss it over to our live reporter, Annabelle Angel. This course and this place is known for some very unique things. More from her. Annabelle.
The Greenbrier Resort is known for its exuberant and quirky decor, and the Old White Golf Course is mirroring that unique charm. Each of the holes has its own name. I quite like hole number 2, the Hog's Back, hole number 9, Punch Bowl, and my personal favorite, hole number 10, a lovely par 4, which is called the Principal's Nose. It has 2 very large nostril-looking bunkers which hide the green. I'm currently on hole number 1. As you can see, it's absolutely glorious. Unfortunately, its name is not as creative. It's called First Par. I think we can improve on that, and I'd like to rename it Almost Heaven. What do you think?
I think it's a better name than anything I could have come up with. But how about this? I'll think about it and get back to you in post, and I'll try to come up with one myself. All right, here's the poll for you guys. Scan this QR code and get your votes in. What's your favorite hole nickname on this course? There's some interesting ones here. Principal's Nose. I got to know the backstory behind that one. Hog's Back, Home, or Punch Bowl. I think I know which one is going to get the highest vote, but I'll keep that to myself. Scan the QR code and get your votes in. As you know, we like to have fun here at Live Golf League. Now, we are just moments away from our shotgun start. The rain is not too harsh. It's beautiful here at the course. at the Old White at Greenbrier, designed by the legendary architect Charles Blair McDonald. We are just moments away from getting started. Coming up, we have our live show, and of course, following that is the post-round Club 54 post-round show with me and the crew. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the post-show. Until then, peace.
Days,